Good evening, everyone. Hi. It's great to see all of your faces once again. I can see that the count is increasing. Most of you are joining in and settling in quite nicely. We will get our webinar up and running in few minutes. It's a lively evening to have all of you once again joining for this webinar event. I hope that everybody is, continuously excited about our new releases. Hi, Nitya. Okay, I have a message from Shirali ma'am. Yes, we will be speaking about uh, the releases which were released on 10th of this particular month. We will be getting into the nitty-gritties, and also I will be explaining a lot of use cases to make sure that everybody understand how to properly utilize these features and enhancements that we have bought in. For all of you who have joined, just give me a confirmation whether am I properly audible to everyone. Just give me a thumbs up if I'm properly audible, and there will be a raise hand option if you're not able to. If you're having any queries or anything like that, you can use the raise hand option. And there's a Q&A option where you can ask all of your questions. There's a chat option also available on your screen. You can write down all your queries there as well. All right. Good evening, everyone. Okay, so let's get started, right? So we'll be speaking a lot about multi-select magic. I have already shared my screen. If you're not able to properly see me, hear me, not properly see my screen, please make sure to, communicate that with me. So we'll be speaking about multi-select magic, catalog cleanup, URL custom field upgrade, and lots more. So as always, let's first of all jump into our release notes. So like Shirali ma'am just spoke about, we will be speaking about the releases which we made on 10th of this particular month. So multi-select magic. Dive into the convenience of custom field multi-select lookups, which is right now available for customers, supplier, and lead modules. Say goodbye to hassles of single selections. Then catalog cleanup. Make way for smoother operations with the new catalog bulk delete feature. A tidy catalog means a tidy mind. And then cutting edge column freezing. So experiment with our latest feature that lets you freeze columns. A small change that makes a big difference in how you view your data. Now moving into the enhancement section, purchases report redesign. So enjoy the sleekness of our updated purchases report now in new PDF layout. It's all about clarity and convenience. Next, we have the URL custom field upgrade. Hyperlinking gets better. URL custom fields can now be set to open in a new tab across all lists, views, and the right sidebar, making navigation seamless and efficient. Now we'll be speaking about some few bugs that we have fixed in the past few weeks. Double trouble press. We have fixed that pesky issue where pressing the enter key twice resulted in multiple purchase creation or purchase bill creation. Then we have filter fix. The advanced filter, not empty filter type, is back in action and working as intended. So no more data dilemma there. And user deletion dilemma. Deleting users who are active in multiple branches is no longer a problem. Clean up without the hold up. So I think that last resolved issue is like a very unique one. So let's get started with our feature updates, and we'll move into our enhancement section. And finally, I will speak about the resolved issue part. All right. So here it is. I have an alert. Let me just start off with that alert. Okay, so we'll go back to our PPT right now, and we'll start with our first feature, multi-select magic. Dive into the convenience of custom field multi-select lookups now available for customer, supplier, and lead modules. All right. So what does this bring? It brings more convenience into the customer, supplier, and lead modules, then which will provide an improved workflow efficiency and also increased flexibility as well. So custom field multi-select lookups provide enhancement flexibility in the data management section. So how does this do that? Let's see. All right. See all alerts, mark all as red, and we'll go back. Yes. So let's go to our custom field section. Under settings, I'm going to select the first branch, and under general preferences, you can see the custom fields. Here, I'm going to create a new custom field. So now here's a speciality. We are exclusively talking about a new field type which we have introduced, that is multi-select lookup. And this multi-select lookup modules can be, so the data can be looked up from customer, supplier, or a lead. So what I'm going to do, let's take a situation. Let's take a situation in which while the company know that they are going to buy a particular type of item from a specific supplier. All right. So while creating the item itself, they will be adding the detail or at least the name of the supplier against the item. So in such a situation, we can select the item as the type into which we are creating a custom field. And the custom field is, let's say, supplier name, something like that. So we'll keep it like this. The field name will be supplier name. Then we have multi-select lookup option, and looking up will be from supplier. Do you want to keep it as mandatory? No, I'm not keeping it as mandatory. Then we will be going into the items module inventory section, and let's create a new item. New item name will be, let's say, Google Lens with the name of the item, and pieces and everything. You can see the supplier name. So if we click here, we can get the whole list of suppliers. So let's select the supplier name here. Now, what's the specialty? Initially, there was a lookup module. And what's the difference between the old lookup module and the new multi-select lookup module? If you have multiple suppliers in such situations, with the help of our earlier module, we were not able to add in multiple suppliers, multiple customers, multiple leads, or anything like that. Right now, if you have multiple suppliers who will be from whom we will be purchasing the item, then we can select those multiple suppliers here like this. And then successfully, you will be able to create a new item with ease. So let's just go back to the custom field section. You can create a custom field with multi-select lookup field within all of these modules. That's important. You can provide whatever field name you want. You can select the field type as multi-select lookup. Right now, the lookup module is restricted to customer, supplier, and lead. And in the future, we will be enhancing this a lot more. All right. I hope it is clear for everyone. If there is any doubts that you're having regarding multi-select lookup field, you can ask me through chat, or you can raise your hand if you're having any doubts. I'll take a look into it. Okay, Nitya is telling that there are no doubts. Thank you. No doubts. Fine, good. No doubts. So that was an easy thing, right? Because everybody, we're all acquainted with the lookup field type already. So multi-select. That's it. No, not a lot of difference. Next one, the catalog cleanup. Make way for smoother operations with the new catalog bulk delete feature, right? So the new catalog bulk delete feature streamlined operation, reducing clutter and improving efficiency. So a tidy catalog leads to better organization and improved clarity in data management. So let's work it out. So here, if you want to go into our catalog option, we need to go under items. Here we have the catalog section, and I have three different catalogs here. So the feature that we are speaking about is if I want to delete all of this at once, I can go to the options here, select bulk delete. Now, two can't be deleted and one can be deleted. You know why the two cannot be deleted? And that will be shown here. Dependencies found under customer or default retail invoice catalog in user preference. And also for selected candidate, that is the name of the catalog, dependency is found under customer. So if you have selected a particular catalog against a customer or associated a particular catalog against a customer, such catalogs cannot be deleted. All right, it cannot be deleted in such a manner also. Not going to bulk delete it. I won't be able to delete in such a manner also. I'll be getting unassociated selected candidate from associated contacts to delete. All right, so that is the case. So here I won't be able to bulk delete both of this, but the third catalog will be deleted. So the bulk delete option has been introduced from 10th of February 2024 in EalSuite. All right, moving forward. Cutting edge column freezing. This is an exciting feature release for me because we have experimented with our column freezing. The cutting edge column freezing is kind of a, what can I say? It's an experimental feature that we have introduced. A small change that makes a big difference in how you view your data. All right. So let's go to our software and I'll show it to you. So where can we, freeze our data or columns? It will be in our smart view. So for that, we need to first of all go into our settings. And under settings, you can under experimental features, you could see the smart view freeze. So in this particular branch, I've already enabled it. But since this is an experimental feature, all of you won't be able to see this under the experimental feature section. So for that, you will have to reach out to your service partners and ask them to enable it for you for your specific workspace. So once they enable it for you, you will be able to see it under the experimental feature section. So you open it, and for which particular branch you want to enable it, you can enable it. And once it is enabled, I'm going to go into the customer section or maybe into the invoice section. And under invoice section, I can go to view settings. So we only have a single smart view here. That is the primary view. So I'm going to edit it. So under view settings, we can go to view edit. And under the column section here, we can see that there are selected columns. There are 9 selected columns. And if you want to further add columns from here, you are good to go with that. Now, how can we freeze the columns and how much columns can we freeze right now? That's the first question. Since this is an experimental feature, we have already provided the option to freeze the first 2 columns. It can be whichever columns that you want to, like if I want to keep the status as my first column, I will be able to freeze the status. But if status is my 5th or 6th column, I won't be able to freeze it. So for the first 2 columns under the smart view, you will be able to see the freeze option. All right. So I'm going to freeze this one and I'm going to freeze this one, the ID and the customer name. All right. Or I'm not going to. OK, let's do one thing. Let's just freeze the first one alone. So once this is frozen, OK, sorry for that. Let's go back to invoice. OK, we only have a limited number of columns here, right? So I'm going to do another thing. Let me just add few more detail like GSTIN, salesperson, then anything, yeah, customer form, customer currency, and that's it. I think it will be enough for us to work on this one. Still, we have a lot of space. OK, I'll have to further edit it. Yes. So in such situations, this is a normal case. This is the way in which we will be moving, right? So, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add few more columns. Yes. So in such situations, we'll go to edit view. So here it is. So right now with the column freezing, we can freeze up to 2 columns in a smart view. So the invoice ID and the customer name has been frozen right now, and we will be able to move like this. That is a way the column can be frozen. So let me just show it to you. Go under the options here, close to the name of the column, you will be having a freeze option. So the first 2 columns, you will be able to observe it, but from the third one onwards, you won't be able to see it. And one more major point I want to stress on is that this is just an experimental feature right now. We have released it in a beta manner. And once we go through all the different use cases, we will be releasing it on a grand manner, not as a beta feature or not as an experimental feature. So in such a point, you will be getting it directly here. You at that point you won't necessarily have to ask your service partner to enable it in your workspace. All right, but right now you will have to communicate this. All right, so if there is any doubts, I know that it's not that easy to understand. So if you're having any doubts, you can ask me. Nothing. I can see no doubts, no doubts, no doubts. Okay, no doubts from the audience. So we'll continue then. We'll move to our first enhancement. The feature updates are done. Sleek purchases report redesigned. So in the past few months, we were redesigning, many reports one by one. But right now, in the past week, the purchase reports turn has come, and we have worked on our purchase report. So let's go to our report section. Let's search for purchase report. Here we have it. I'm going to filter the date for this financial year for all suppliers, all status, for first branch, and I have not chosen any cost center. Now let's download it in a PDF format. It has downloaded, and if you open it, yes, this is the new format, the way in which the designing is done. Okay, so that was a very small enhancement that we made, but a significant one. And moving forward, similar to what we did with our purchase report, we will be implementing the same in our rest of the reports, which even right now works with the older design. All right, so wait for it. Next, URL custom fields upgrade. So everybody, I'm sure that you're all aware about the fact that we can create custom fields having the field type as URL. You will be able to provide links there. But right now we have made a small tweak to that. Hyperlinking gets better. How the URL custom fields can now be set to open on a new tab across all the list, views, and RSP, the right sidebar. So how can we do that? Let's see. Here, we'll go to the custom field section, and under customer, we will keep field name as link. Let's say field type will be URL. No default values shown will view. Let's keep it like that. Okay, the custom field has been created. Let's create a new customer. Devadut. Nothing else. The link. So www.yahoo.com. It'll be like this. And let's save. GST number. Okay, let's keep it as unregistered and save. So here I have not added any other detail because it's not relevant. You can see under the custom field, we have Yahoo. So if you click on Yahoo, it gets opened in another tab. All right. I can do this if I come to this page also. Right now, we don't have a column called link. So let me add it first in the smart view. You can submit it. We can customize the view here and the link. The link part, okay, name. Yes, here it is. So in the list also, I'll be able to directly open it. Okay, there's a 404 error coming up. Let me just work on it. Yeah, anyway, I'll be working on it. So we have introduced this particular feature. In the RSP also, we will be able to get it. So let's create an invoice. Yes. So in an invoice also, there is a custom view, custom field, and if you click on it, you will be able to open it. All right. So that is the way in which the URL custom field upgrade has been made. So you will be able to open the link across new tabs in your list, in your views, and your right sidebar. Okay, moving forward into some of our resolved issues. So these are some issues that are really unique and like some funny issues also. So double trouble press and filter fix. So double trouble press. We've fixed that pesky issue where the pressing the enter key twice resulted in multiple purchase bill creation. Okay, so let me just explain the situation here. There were customers creating purchase bills. So if they were like depending a lot on their keyboards, while clicking on the save button, let me just show it to you. If you are creating a new purchase bill and you have added all your items here after adding the customer name, and rather than clicking on the save with your mouse or with your trackpad, if you navigated with your keyboard and clicked on or on pressed your enter key for saving the file, if you have pressed the enter key multiple times, it was not creating a single purchase bill, it was creating multiple purchase bill. So it was just like the purchase bill was getting cloned with a different series code or the series number. So this issue came to us a long time back, and we tried to resolve it in different manner. But we got to the root of the problem few weeks back and got to understand that this was happening not for every customer. It was happening specifically for customers who were highly dependent on the keyboard. And then we got to realize how this was happening. So last week, we resolved it completely. Next, we'll be speaking about filter fixes. The advanced filter, which is not empty, filter type is back in action and working as intended. No more dilemmas there. So earlier, when we introduced our advanced filter option, so let's go to our customer side. So here you can see that let's take a case in which, yeah, there are so many customers against which we don't have the GST-IN present. So if we go to our advanced, add advanced rule or advanced filter section, here I can add a group filter where the filter will be applied for GST-IN, which is not empty, right? Now, what do we expect? I mean, normal circumstances, we expect that we get the details or a list of the customers for the GSTIN is not empty, right? But earlier it was not working. That particular one was not working as intended. So right now it will be working as intended. We will be getting the list of customers here Let me just show it to you like this, show all. Every customer who has some kind of a value input under the GST field will be shown here. So it is working exactly as intended. The next one, the final issue we fixed. This is the one that I just spoke of. It's a very unique one. User management update. Deleting users active in multiple branches is no longer a problem, facilitating a smooth cleanup process. Now, this can only happen if a single email address has been used in multiple workspaces with multiple branches. So the chances of that happening is pretty low, I would say. We found this issue internally itself while we were working with our workspaces. So we have fixed that. All right. This was not never noted by any of our users because the chance of this happening is, close to nil, I would say. So we found it out from our side itself and we fixed it on spot. So those were the issues, enhancements, and the feature updates that we had. So we started with multi-select magic. So let me just iterate it once again. Everybody knew or everybody know that there is a lookup field, lookup custom field that we can create. And right now we have introduced multi-select lookup field. Why? If you have multiple data to be pulled from right now from customer, supplier, or from lead module, you will be able to do that without any hassle. Next, we have introduced a bulk delete option for under the catalog. Then we have introduced an experimental feature, which is a cutting edge column freezing. You will be able to apply this in every smart view you have, in every view you create. The only constraint or limitation that you will be facing is that this is restricted to the first two columns of your view. Next one is the sleek purchase design. So right, like I said, we've been redesigning the output PDF of multiple reports in the past few months, and for every week we'll be selecting one particular a particular report in priority, and we'll be working things out in that. And last week, the chance came to purchase report, and purchase report output PDF has been redesigned. Next, everybody are aware that we can add custom fields with the field type as URL, right? But till last week, when we click on that particular URL, once that particular bill or anything that has been created, it will be opening up in the same tab itself. Right now, we have developed a different way to open it in a new tab, whether you're opening it from a list, from a view, or from your right sidebar. And finally, the resolved issues like the double trouble press, the filter fixing, and finally the user management update, that is the smooth deletion process when it comes to users which were present in multiple branches across multiple domains or workspaces. All right. So right now it's your time to ask your doubts regarding whatever thing, regarding all the different features or enhancements that we just made. All right, shoot. I'm here to help you out. Our team is here to help you out. If you're having any specific doubts regarding the software, not only about this particular week's feature release, anything in general can also be asked. So, okay, Nivedita is asking me that when will you be bringing freezing, uh, freezing formula? I didn't really get you on the freezing formula into the whole software. Okay, I think you have there was a small mistake while you're typing or something like that. I didn't really get you regarding the freezing formula thing. Okay, let me just give you a general answer on it. The cutting edge column freezing is right now an experimental feature. Maybe, okay, sorry for that. Okay, fine. So the freezing column is an experimental feature right now, and we will be definitely introducing it ASAP into the software. We have to work a lot of things out to implement that particular feature. So there are a lot of internal discussions happening there. And right now there is a restriction, and we'll be bit by bit taking away that restriction and implementing it for multiple columns. All right. Yes. Anything else? Any other doubts? The URL didn't open in the list. Yes, the URL didn't open in the list. I will be taking a closer look into what happened there. It was a 404 error. So I got an idea what happened there, but I need to speak with my team to make sure that it's not an error from our side. All right, we'll be taking a look and we'll be informing everyone regarding that also. Any other doubts? Any other questions? If you're not having any questions, then I think it will be time for me to wrap this up. Like always, thank you everyone for attending this webinar once again. It's a pleasure to see all of your bright faces every 2 week, because I know that just like us, our team, you're also really excited for the updates, right? Gratitude from my side and from the whole team for joining and for using EalSuite also. All right. If there is any more doubts that you're having, you can reach out to your service partners. You can directly reach out to our service or our support team. They'll be really happy to cater to your queries. All right. So that's bye from my side. We'll again be meeting in 2 weeks' time. Bye, everyone. Take care.